All right, so shout out to everybody that's in here, man. We just want to be able to talk to you guys just briefly on a lot of things. Well, it might just be a little bit longer than briefly. But what I want to say here is that the Dallas Cowboys must figure out a way to create this thing called competition. And competition is within, it's built within. And I do know that everybody want to talk about the wide receiver core. Do not sleep on the main core. The main core is the offensive line. Everything is operated through Ezekiel Elliott. Now, why I got this thing on the back of me? The Patreon. Now, if you guys love the all or nothing clips, we understand that it wasn't going to be forever on YouTube. But if you still want to watch the all or nothing clips, just go to my Patreon, support the Patreon, just go there, and it should be free 99. I didn't put it to like where you have to pay for it, exclusive content. So all of NFL games this year and all or nothing clips and any documentaries that comes out that's related to the Dallas Cowboys, the America's best team ever created, you have to go to Patreon or you have to go purchase it yourself through Amazon or through NFL Game Pass or what have you. This is just me being nice, putting in a hard work for you guys. But you guys know how that goes, right? But beyond this, I really appreciate all, and I'm talking about, let me just go right here, all of the donations to help grow the nation. That's been a plus. That's been a pleasure. It helped me create better content, helped me create a lot of things. With all that being said, let's get to football right now, okay? So appreciate everybody. But we talking about training camp that's coming up in a few weeks or a few following weeks or pretty much next month or what have you. This is what I really want to see. Although I'm not worried about the wide receiver core like the Masters are. What I'm saying is what we really need to focus on is the running back core and this offensive line and figuring out a way to pay my man Zach Martin. I do know that there's some processes and places and things like that that's going to come about that we have to pay this guy eventually. Man, shout out, I'm just do a quick shout out to everybody that's in the chat box. I got Bird, shout out to you, the first person that's in the mix. I have, who's that? Lionel, and unintentional grounding, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Hey, if you guys don't know who unintentional grounding is, they run and operate a YouTube page and a Facebook page too as well, I believe. And they talk about the Atlanta Falcons. And I can't wait to really, get into the mix and talk to him again about his Falcons and things of that nature. And shout out to as well to Spitter. That's a cool name. I like that name too as well. Navarro. Hey, good morning everybody. Good afternoon and good evening for those who are watching the show later on down today. You guys know I try every Saturday to give you guys my thoughts, my opinions, my mental mind of what the Cowboys need to do and what they're going to do and what the expectations is. Now, my expectation is for the wide receiver core just to be decent. We don't have to have a guy that's explosive and just like, oh, he's catching 18 touchdowns a year and all this. That would be nice if we have that, but we don't. We don't have that, so that's okay. Name me a Super Bowl winning team that had all those guys, and I'll sit and wait. Just let me know. Just let me know, because the way you win the Super Bowl in this National Football League is not just based upon the wide receiving core. How you win in this National Football National Football League is you have everybody playing to part. And yes, I do know that everybody's saying wide receiver by committee. Don't worry about that. Don't stress that. Think about this. When Ezekiel Elliott gets that rock, when he's toting that rock 20 to 25 times, maybe 30 times a game, and then you sprinkle in a Tavon Austin, that's going to get you out of the bracket coverage, because we know he can take the top off the defense. And he's playing the running back position or well back, whatever the position that they decide to grant him this off season. Now, you sprinkle in what Cole Beasley can do underneath. That is spectacular within itself. Now, when you're talking about now think about this. The average down and out distance should be pretty much 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, maybe. Now, you got these guys with short area quickness. And when you're talking about short area quickness, like the Allen Hearns of the world, right? You can pretty much flex him into the inside. And he's 6'2.5", 6'3", give or take. He can also flex him to the outside. Slot guy, right? His whole entire career. I call him a poor man's Jarvis Landry, right? But Neither here nor there. Give this guy more time, then maybe he can blossom to somebody else this year. And you got a guy that can be flexed to the inside and outside. Did I talk about Deontay Thompson, right? Hmm. Think about what Cole Beasley can do within this offense as we talking about his short area quickness, his in and outs, as far as underneath routes. Now I do know that he's a little bit, I have my reservation just a little bit when you're talking about putting him onto the outside, because he rarely wins that battle, regardless of who quarterback is throwing him the ball. We saw that with Tony Romo was out there. He was not winning the battle on the outside. So Cole Beasley is relegated to the inside. And that's okay. But Deontay Thompson, I'm not calling him the next Jerry Rice or anything, because he is long in the tooth too as well. But you can put him into the inside, and you can put him to the outside. You can flex him, have to run inline routes. You have the plethora of options now. And guess what? This is another thing too as well. Shout out to Jay, man. Shout out to you. Jay. And one and done. What's up, man? Shout out to you too as well. This is the other thing too as well. When you're talking about the type of offense we're gonna have in 2018, or what happened in 2019 and beyond, you have what you call a poised quarterback, right? We can say that he's not a guy that's gonna just be everywhere on the play. You got a poised quarterback, meaning that he's wise. You speak to him, you say Dak Prescott is pretty much wise beyond his time, right? Of course, you can say that about Carson Wentz, but neither here nor there. What we need to see, this expectations part, what I'm talking about, is that now you have that quarterback, you have the weapons surrounded around him, and you have nobody saying that, hey, give me the ball, give me the ball. There's no force to the ball that's going to go to wide receiver's way. Everybody have the same type of temperament, that cool, calm, and collective type of temperament, which I love and I like to see out there. And I'm gonna just go down Deontay Thompson again as well. You got a guy that you want to really put to the outside, in which you can also flex it to the inside. And then on top of that, you got the Cedric Wilson. The coach was saying that Cedric has like picked up the playbook like this. And this is what I like about his skill set. He used to play quarterback in high school. And a lot of people say, well, what do that have to do with anything? Well, playing quarterback in high school, you understand the concepts of a route. You understand when to shave your route, you understand when to cut off your route, and then you understand too as well what the quarterback wanting out of a route. So now you got a pretty much quote unquote a route technician. To me personally, at this stage of his career, he's a slower Deontay Thompson, because you can pretty much put him or sprinkle him anywhere within that offense, right? Now that you're talking about, you have him out there you can put into the inside. Those vertical seam routes, he got deceptive speed, because he don't have the long quick speed like Deontay Thompson, but it's still good speed, right? So now that you have that, and you have that ability to put him in these type of plays, you now got a wonderful package out there with this offense alone. And my phone is just blowing up, man. Man, somebody calling me. But neither here, I'm not gonna stop the process. But speaking of process, I was talking about earlier how long we should trust this process. And rightfully so, this process has been going on for pretty much, one can argue, the mad and upset folks would say it's been going on for 20 years, right? But no. Jerry Jones reminds me of a guy that matured late. Meaning that when you're trying to mature within this offense, or mature within being a general manager, meaning that a lot of times you have to take the high road and sit back and step back. And I'm thinking that more and more you're seeing less and less Jerry Jones, and it could be age factor too as well, but it could be also common sense factor. Meaning that now you got the Will McClays of the world and Stephen Jones sprinkling in more insights on what they're saying. Hey pops, hey dad, hey owner, or hey boss. Let's not sell the form on this guy. Let's just go ahead and draft this guy. He's going to be better for us down the line, opposed to somebody that's going to be a splash in the pan. Because when you build and craft your team that way, it becomes better. So what I'm saying is, I know it's a long way to get around the aspect of me talking about trusting the process and holding up 5 fingers so that we can have 6 Super Bowl rings. The process will be this right here. The process started when Will McClay came into office. And when Will McClay is here, it took a minute for them to trust what Will McClay can bring to the table. Now they are trusting what Will McClay is bringing. They trust in his insight because now they seeing that, okay, with Will McClay, now we see the guys that he had in mind are now picking up the game plan and picking up the place, and they are really balling out there. So now they're saying, okay, now we can trust Will McClay. So the process of trusting the process within the process, it sounds crazy, but trusting the process within the process started when they started to trust Will McClay. If that make any sense to anybody. So now we having this trust of Will McClay, and we understand what Jason Garrett is, right? Because think about this. We preach and we teach and we out here like we out there calling the plays ourselves because we see something that we need to have these type of adjustments. But one thing that we fail to realize is the intangible aspect of it. You know, the things that we just can't see. And that is being a coach under Jason Garrett, under Jerry Jones, I meant to say. When Jerry Jones is having his finger in the mix, go back and watch the All or Nothing. Go to my Patreon page if you need to watch it, or my Facebook, and you can watch the All or Nothing series, and you can see how Jerry Jones have his hand in every aspect, his hand in every mix of the play. He want to be in there. He want to, for crying out loud, he want to call the plays, right? One can argue the fact he may be calling the plays. So this is the thing. Now that you have Jerry Jones trying to be a little bit more mature, and I know it can be kind of crass me saying that it take a older man to become mature, but now he see the full picture. Now he sees the process. Hopefully he can step back from the mix, and then you have Jason Garrett in the coach's box, still under Jerry Jones' thumb. And that's the only thing. If we get like a guy like a Jim Harbaugh, we saw what happened with Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson. These guys has had too much of a strong personality, and they was always wanted to challenge Jerry Jones, and that fight would always, the billionaire would win. And rightfully so, he owns the team. So there's really, I said all this to say that there's really no other coach that can just really, I guess, humble himself and say, okay, coach, okay, Jerry Jones, this is what you want to do, this is what I'm gonna go with. Nah, some people have teeth and they like to bite, and that's just a whole story within the story. Shout out to Julius, man, and your boy 33464, man, in the mix. So with that being said, this OTA's expectations, we understand and we saw what my man Jalen Smith is doing too as well, and we understand what Ezekiel Elliott is going to do. So when we push all this together and add all these pieces together, we have a dynamic and an explosive team. And I do know that we a lot of people just don't see it that way. But Ezekiel Elliott is everything. And sometimes it can take that one player to elevate their whole entire team. And if you really want to look at everything from a different view, look at Ohio State Buckeyes. When Ezekiel Elliott finally got his mind together, and he ran through Alabama, man. And I know that it can happen. And then also, speaking of that, think about Jalen Smith. Just think real long and hard about the fact that this guy's healthy. His draft grade for most scouts during the 2016, believe it or not, it's not Ripley's, believe it or not, was higher, way higher than some people's boards than Ezekiel Elliott. So now we got two of those pieces on this team. We have a quarterback that's going to be more seasoned, and we have a Taco Charlton who's developing, and is going to be an edge rusher out there that we're going to really see blossom to as well. He's getting more pounds to his lower body, strength. We want to see a little bit more band, but he's stepping it up. And these guys that I'm mentioning, pretty much stayed healthy, and that's another piece too as well. And I like this. And another thing I want to touch home on and bring home on is I'm gonna talk to you guys until it's ready for time for me to go, because I got a lot of things to do today. It's always busy on a Saturday, right? But another thing that I really want to touch on would be the fact that LVE. I hear a lot of people saying that, okay, Law, you was right, man. You know, they got him playing with second string, da 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 da. No. I have middle linebacker, Mike linebacker positioning as the fourth hardest position in the National Football League to learn. And now that he's trying to put him into this mix, if they have him, quote unquote, playing already penciled in as the Mike linebacker or middle linebacker, because we know his range, his speed out there as it relates to coverage ability and what the cover 3 scheme is all about, and what Chris Richard is looking for. He's looking for a cover linebacker, kind of like what he had in Seattle, right? Like KJ Wright, or what have you say his name. Is it KJ Wright or CJ Wright? One of the right guys, you know, from Mississippi State. I know where he's from, but I can't say his man's name. But the reason why he's on the second team now is because basically he's a guy that's going to have to learn the offense too as well, and the defense, because the middle linebacker got so many responsibilities. He have to recognize what he sees out there on the field, and he also have to recognize what he sees out there as far as the defense calls and lines up. And you just really don't want to put a rookie at Mike position and trying to say, hey, we want you to be thinking out there, when we really need for you to be exploding, flying out to the ball with instincts, and that's just going to have to come around. So like I said before, was it a reach to grab LVE? Not really. It's a process thing. Like I said, I didn't have the entire draft board for the Dallas Cowboys. I wasn't in their meetings. I wasn't seeing what they were talking about year 2, year 3, year 4 expectations. But what I can say is this. The guy have a high upside, just like Travis Frederick. It wasn't the fact that Travis Frederick was like a bust because he was a first round draft pick, because a lot of scouts had him as a 3rd round grade. So when they got him, they're like, you could have waited to the 2nd round and got him, you know, to get him, what have you. But the pick came out to be solid for us. Could we pretty much finagle the thing and got a 1st round pick, and then when got Travis Frederick within the 2nd and still say, okay, this guy's class personified? Yeah. But, you know, it's all in the makings of this process. So let me just read a few more people comments in the chat box. Let me see how many people we got out here. Modelly, what's up, man? Surge, shout out to you too as well. Law enforcement, yeah, man, what's up, man? What's good, Law? How can we look at footage of the OTAs live? I think that the Dallas Cowboys, this is from my guy Modelly. I think the OTAs, I think the Dallas Cowboys will not be showing a lot of clips from the OTAs this year. I think that they kind of like pushing that back because they don't want the Bill Belichick's of the world looking into all their films, and they don't want pretty much the Eagles and the Giants looking at all their films, looking at players that they can just pretty much scrape off the roster. I know the Redskins probably have a camera somewhere in our vicinity because they love our Cowboys players, right? But neither here nor there. Training camp, OTAs, they pretty much probably don't show a lot of clips, and I could be off. But training camp, when it's out there in Oxnard, they're gonna have pretty much media day. They're gonna have fan appreciation day where you go out, and I don't think they say, hey, pick up your cameras and stuff like that, or drop them off in this box. But I'm thinking that you can bring your camera, you can have footages out there. But it just be a snippet. And if you guys have those snippets and cameras and footages, and you guys are cool, just like, if you guys cool with me, just let me know. The description box down below, you can just shoot me an email of the clip, and I'll more than happily love to go over those clips too as well. And everything on my channel, on my page, if you want to use it for your own research, feel free. I'm not one of those guys that can be saying, hey man, use my content, especially when I post like NFL games, any of my NFL film breakdown. Guys, feel free to use the clip, mute me out, and then, you know, put your own voice over it and tell me what's going on within that play. And that's why I don't have my logo just like everywhere on my videos, because I really want to share my content, whether or not you cropping it and taking it, or whether or not you sharing it just to a friend or a buddy who likes the Cowboys. I love to hear that. I love to hear people's story too as well. I have so many people that inbox me saying, hey, I started my YouTube channel just because of you, you know. And to be honest, man, if you guys go all the way back to like the Shangos of the world, right? And there was this other guy, I forgot his name. I think it's Dallas Cowboys. His name was just really like Dallas Cowboys. He had a YouTube page. That was pretty much all the content that we had out there, right? So pretty much I can say the same thing. I started my channel because of Shango, and I started my channel because of this guy. I'm gonna have to get this guy's name. But he did a great report. I think it was Cowboys TD or Cowboys touchdown, something like that. But, you know, this is going into my 3rd year, and I appreciate everybody following the pages, following the channel, following me on different outlets. And just too as well, if you guys ever want to reach out to me, just hit me up on Facebook, on the Laws Nations, and there's a message button that you can press, and you can send me message that way. On Instagram and Twitter, sometimes they hold those messages, and I don't know, it'd be like 2 or 3 days later or a week later before I can reply, and I'd be like, damn, that was a good question, but I can't get with you on that, you know. Or just pretty much inbox down below when the video is posted and just say, hey, hey Law, what's up, man? Here's my email address. You know, I do that too as well. Cowboys Nation forever, baby. What's up? Virginia Finest, what's up, Law? I hope you have a blessed day, even better than yesterday. Yes, it's gonna be a blessed day, man. Speaking into the existence. You know, it's always better to be seen and not viewed, right? Dude, if Irvin doesn't get back in shape this year, he can, in last quarter, then we want to trade him or cut it. let me jam it up. Hey. They're not gonna get rid of Irvin. Irvin, this is what Irvin need to do, man. Irvin really need to get into shape, and it's kind of too soon, really. You know, who are we to say, you know, this guy went through a lot this off season with his fiance, whether or not they're gonna press charges or not press charges, fighting custody of his child. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to be the David Irvin apologist. I call him Belly Irvin for a reason. You know, he really gonna have to step it up. But what I'm saying is, what David Irvin need to do, show up and show out. It's time out for any suspension. It's time out for any, I ain't gonna say that. It's gonna be kind of low blow for me to say, man, hey bro, you get another concussion, you know. But it's kind of alarming to me, or weird to me, that Jason Witten never got that, you know. So who's gonna be the new Jason Witten, you know, on this team? As far as health-wise, who's gonna be able to get out there and play and don't get injured all the time? That's what I'm really waiting for. Yeah, that's what I'm really waiting for, man. That beat go hard, Mr. Big Tupac. What's up? My body be punished for hard living. My boy Tupac. All right, coolest YouTube soundtrack. Yeah. Marcelo B in the house, man. Jimmy Turner, what's up, man? Shout out to you too as well, and your whole entire family. Hey, Schultz, he said he's gonna be the next Jason Witten. We'll see. Cause I love when they out there with the little jerseys on and the practice shorts. But we want to see when they get hit. Are they going to be able to get hit and they shake it off and stand back up and say, okay, who's next? Who's next? That's what I really want to see. That's what I want to feel out there when I'm watching the game. Is when I'm out there watching when they can hit one another. I want to be able to feel it. I want to be able to say, okay, this brother right here, a dog right here, this guy right here, he can get hit, he can stand back up, look the person in his face and say, come on, let's lace him back up, let's put the shoulder pads back on, let me get my head together, let's get back out here, let's get this thing going. That's what I want to see. Woo, I'm ready for some football, man. I'm ready for it, man. I'm tired of all of this, right? Somebody need to have a league right now. I know it's 3,000 degrees outside, but somebody need to have a fix for us. A football, They need to bring XFL right now to play during this time. I do know that they got another league out there. I want to call it the Alliances, the Lions of Alliances or something like that. They need to have their season going on right now so I can look at some tape. I can look at somebody getting hit. College football, somebody need to start football right now. What up, Calvin? What's up? Oh, man. Except he's a good blocker. This is from Frame. Schultz, I just gotta see Schultz out there when it's time to actually put the pig skin in the air. That's what I want to see. Privilege, Dallas, or the cowhide. I don't know. Let me know, guys, what the football is made out of. I forgot. Privileged Dallas Cowboys. I agree. Yeah. We are privileged too as well. So let me see how many people we got in this thing, man, before I get ready, man. You know how it goes. Let me see how many people we got up in here. 53 people, man. What's up? Early in the morning, I'm waking you guys up. Y'all having your breakfast. Y'all having your pancakes, waffles, and eggs. And you saying, okay, eat like this. I'm watching Law Nation, right? All right, Noah Brown is going to do good things this year. I hope he makes the team. Noah Brown been working out with the wide receiver guru, David Robinson. Always open. Go out and follow his page, his Twitter page. Just type in D-Rob, always open. You guys gonna see some exclusive clip of him working out with that guy. And Antonio Brown and Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dez Bryant, and Noah Brown. Noah Brown and my guy Lance Lenore, they all been working out with this guy. This guy been elevating people gameplay for a long time, like Emmanuel Sanders. Hey, this guy, D-Rob always open. That man's a legend out there for these wide receivers. Hey, Noah at tight end, what do you think? This is from Mr. Big Tupac, man. Look, I'm telling you, man, tight end is the third hardest position to learn. And you just can't really, in Madden, you probably can do that. You probably can switch players around and, put them in a Madden format, when you're playing the game. But in real life, don't do it to his career. I mean, he's got the physical size, but to me personally, he just don't have all of the traits to be a tight end, as far as it relates to what a tight end actually have to do. The tight end is pretty much the offensive lineman running routes, basically. And you got to understand what all the offensive lineman is able to do. But not only that, the tight end must know how to actually flex it over to the left side of the field, the right side of the field, understand the leverage of the field, when to block, when to release from his block, the inline block, and also find the short areas in his zones, and also call out coverages too as well. So it's gonna be, and then to me right now, Noah Brown, he got the physical makeup to be the X receiver. Now during this pretty much training camp, we'll see. We will actually see whether or not Noah Brown can pretty much play on the outside consistently and win. Because that was the problem with Bryce Butler. They said, okay, Bryce Butler, he can be the X guy. And then when we picked him up, I guess in 2015, he snapped up all his hamstring, the curse of the hamstring, right? So he couldn't really get on page with Tony Romo because he was on the side, right? And then Tony Romo snapped up his leg and back and all this stuff. So it just never was a good process to gel, when Bryce Butler came on to this team. And then I guess 2016, we saw some flashes of hope. And then he make bonehead plays through the 49ers game, get into the opposition face and false starting and doing all type of crazy stuff, not being a real dynamic guy during practice. So the coaching staff was like, okay, where to put him at? We don't want to take him over because that's his spot. And then he's really not beating out T. Will during practice because T. Will is a sharp route runner during practice. You really don't have to catch the ball and catch your situation. And truth to be told by T. Will, and that's to get on this point again with T. Will and his body catching self. The thing is, during practice, he was focused. He's a hell of a good practice. Some people practice well and they play horrible. Some people practice horrible and play well. So The thing is with T. Will, during practice, he was more focused. He was catching the ball with his hands. He was running crisp and sharp routes, and you saying, "Damn, during practice, this guy's going to be this is going to be his year to step up." But when you put him in the game, he goes back and revert to his old self, letting the ball travel and hit him in his body and in frame. And sometimes people like that. They choke up in game situations. It's kind of like this, if I can make this make sense to anybody. And I'm just going real long on this show. I supposed to cut it about 2 hours ago, right? But about 10 minutes ago. The thing is with T. Will too as well. It's kind of like this. Use this analogy. You guys did this before. You learned a speech and you said, okay, at home or talking to my loved one or talking to the family, I can do this speech wonderful. Or even by yourself in the mirror, you're talking to yourself and you say, oh man, I sound good, And then when you finally get out there on stage, you just swell up and you're like, I don't know, words can't come out. And some people have amazing ability to talk in their house to themselves, but when they get out there in public, they have stage fright. And that's what's going on with T. Will. Practicing all day, hands, catch it with my hands, catch it with my hands, catch it with my hands. Then you put him in the game, he loses all that focus and let the ball travel and hit his chest. And normally you'll say, okay, first 1-2 years, yeah, you can live with it. But when it's going on to year 3, year 4, year 5, like, hey, what is that? So that's what it is. Let me see what else we got. DC for life. Let's get it. Billy Evans, what's up, man? Money making Gmail. Is it money making mail or money making mall? What's up, man? I'm hoping CB's roster 1 Lewis, 2 Awuzie, 3 Byron. That's how it's gonna look. And pop off his chest and bounce to the DB. This is from Cold Milk 72. That 72 doesn't mean that your milk been cold since 72. All right, man. T. Will get him the game butterfly. He getting the game butterfly. This from DJ. Yeah, probably so. All right, guys, man. I got a really lot of things to do. Got to go run a Target. Got to go run all the way to the Apple Store somewhere, and I think the Apple Store is in Addison somewhere. I got to get the phone fixed, and with the wife phone, her Apple Watch broke on her, so we had to fix that up. And I really thank everybody for tuning in to the show. The best thing you guys can do, you don't have to make the donation to help grow the nation. You don't have to do that, right? But the best thing you can do is like this page, share this information, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be amongst your friends, your co-workers. Just share it. That brings a lot of pleasure to me. Share this content. Leave a comment, and that will be a plus too as well. I really, deep down in my heart, don't like you guys at all. I love you guys. I love every one of you guys out there that's in the box, even the trolls. I love you guys too as well. It has helped grow the nation. It goes beyond what I can talk with my small mental mind, right? We love football. We love the Cowboys, and we want what we really want this year is just to watch football. We don't want to hear the politics. We don't want to hear Roger Goodell and his shenanigans about suspending this player, suspending that player. I want it back like the Paul Tagaloo. How do you say this, man? Tagaloo or Tagaboo, whatever his name. I want it back to those days when it was just, hey, line up the football players, let them play. Whatever happened on the off field, let the police handle that. Whatever happened, let the investigators, let the FBI, let the drug enforcement guys do that. Let us just play football. And that's what I really want, man. My milk don't spoil, son. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cold Milk 72, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to read a few more comments. Let's not forget low end game IQ. Remember when he caused us the boys the game. Yeah. Some people fold up like a weak tent, Harold Cowboys, what's up, man? Salute. Yes, indeed, man. Man, I really appreciate all you guys. That's been my time. I really thank you guys for yours. And remember, you guys are listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's jam it up a little bit more.